It's hard to overcome. FNATIC's gonna have to show up. They've got to show up. As TNC, they're not playing around. They are just full force. They don't care what the situation is. They're coming here to prove a point. And already FNATIC's draft looking a bit more stable. This is, you know, it's not exactly game winning. You know, it's not like a complete outdraft when you get this combination, but it's strong. Phoenix Mars, Egg Arena, right? You're talking about stable team fights, stable timings here. You can play around this. I just worried because TNC, they already had a Venge. So you pick this Mars into the Venge. They've already got swapped to save one of the heroes stuck inside.
FNATIC's turn to ban.
The combination isn't going to be as amazing. Although, okay, TNC, they want the challenge, Mike. They take out the Venge Drow. So they're saying, all right, let's make it a bit harder here.
Well, look, in all fairness, the Drow Venge did win today. So today... Yeah. It's got a 100% win rate. Obviously, the past 2 days, it has a 0% win rate. But I think TNC are pretty confident with this pickup. See if they can make it work up against FNATIC here in this game number 2. Of course, FNATIC are going to be looking to get their first tie of the group stages. Fortunately, still lacking a point right now. Something to get going. Of course, a lot of people again have
TNC turn to
among playing in the next series, John. Among Us first
FNATIC
will be up straight after this one. So if you're intrigued to see what that stack's going to look like, straight after this match, we're going to go check those guys out and see what they're up to. That is a stacked team.
That it is. You know, that's. This is a highlight. The next one's a highlight as well. You know, it's going to be big. It's a big day. You can't discount the last series, of course. 496 up against Trust after that. It's a full day of Dota. The Vietnamese versus the Thai stack. You rarely get to see that kind of matchup. That's one to watch out for as well. Yeah.
I love 496. I'm really becoming a big fan of that team, right? Like, it's the underdogs already, right? If there's an underdog, I'm usually, you know, not necessarily biased towards them at all, but you know, you kind of want them to do well. But those guys have been looking great.
Oh, I mean, it's
very happy to see their performance.
They've been swapping around, right? They don't have their pause one. We see Bombi step up to the plate. They shift around. It's an exciting team to watch, like a lot of potency. And it's always fun to watch that. It's always fun to watch these teams rise up. Same thing with MG Trust, right? So a lot of teams to watch out for. But the draft is sort of developing here. You've got the ban out. TNC, they do ban out the Spectre. They take out the Timber Saw as well. FNATIC on their side. Take out that Doom and the Void Spirit. So you're not going to have the Doom to jump in, ruin the team fights. No Void Spirit that can go in and out. It looks like FNATIC is worried a bit about those slippery heroes for Armel. We'll see what else they do choose to ban out. It does look to be a mix. Like Gabby Armel heroes seem to be priority right now for FNATIC. So we'll see what else. TA had a fantastic performance for Armel. It still does work against the Phoenix. You have to be cautious. There's a Drow now and a Venge. If they do get this TA to slide through and TNC picks it up, it's going to be even more potent in this lineup.
Certainly will be. I believe I did hear a disconnection occurred, according to our new announcer pack. I'm not sure who it was that DC'd, but hopefully it isn't Moon, who is currently captaining.
Yeah, it's AU. It's fine. It's a Philippine internet. We're just getting started before the game, you know. Not going to have a pause if you disconnect and draft. It's one way to fix that issue. And TNC.
All right.
This is confident. Yeah, they bring out the Pango. This could be the KP hero early on. The one time we saw the KP Pango, I remember a burnout, Mike. I don't know if you'd want to do that again, but I would love to see it, honestly. Just KP showing off those burnouts that you Australians love to do.
Do love those, but I am pretty sure it should be Tim's Pango this game. Last time we saw it, I think it was yesterday we saw Tim's on the Pango, or maybe the day before that, but it was Tim's the last time, and I assume it should be the same this time. We should find out right now, because TNC are making their 4th pickup, and I assume this should be the KP hero now. What do they want to give him, though?
It's fairly open. You've set yourself up with team fights with a Pango. The Drow does well by its own. Maybe no, not Avenge, sorry. Maybe an LC for KP. It's one of his specials. Overwhelming odds. Destroys the treants that NP spawns. Staves off the push. The Purge is pretty nice as well to save your Drow if you wanted to. They go with the Chen. Okay.
So what's happening here now? We've got a very... I don't know what to say about this draft. It's very unique.
KP
it's a bit out there.
KP Venge, maybe?
10 seconds.
I hate core Venge. So.
It's a downer, but you know, TNC, it looks like they're making it a challenge for themselves. Heck, what if they go with a Core Chen? Actually, no, that Core Chen offlane, that's what FNATIC used to do with Ice, so maybe showing up, giving KP a Chen to play with? Possibility.
He is on ping, though, let's not forget. He is still having that 100 ping he has to play with, so I don't know if you want to give him those kind of high micro heroes like the Chen. Then again, he does still play Brewmaster even with the ping, so...
Oh yeah, and he plays excellently. So I don't think ping's going to be a big issue for him. Still, FNATIC, they get the space to pick up the PL. So it's the Raven PL. It's been a while, right? But it's been out of meta for a while, and the one time we saw it, it hasn't looked too good. They're going to have to make this one work somehow.
TNC Predators turn to ban.
Well, there's no counters towards the PL at the moment. Like, apart from the Pango, who can... you know, get some decent wave clear up against those illusions. I don't really see anything else that can deal with Raven's PL this game.
That's fair. I think there's some room for it in the draft, though. FNATIC already take out the Storm. They have to be aware they need to remove the Ember. Like, they're gonna have first pick, though. So if they don't ban the Ember, they could pick it up themselves. But if they don't and leave that in, then that's your PL counter. Just straightforward. Beyond that, though, it could be a bit tricky. The PL is nice into the Drow because you can run up at her, and you're a natural Manta builder. You can just purge off the silence and keep going. So you've got that here for FNATIC. It is shaping up differently. Less sensitive to the early game, which they were really banking on in game one. Undying Underlord dual lane. That just has to go on a snowball start. It didn't. This time you're not as constrained by that kind of key timer. You are still banking on Raven a ton, right? It's a PL. He's going to have to hit his farm timings, but in game one we saw Raven wasn't the issue. He was still finding farm, so I'm sure he's going to have a decent performance in the PL at the least.
Final banouts now. The Storm Kunkka being removed by FNATIC. TNC, one more ban for them, and it's going to be what appears to be an AU hero again. They do ban the Treant Protector.
5 seconds remaining.
Could be a DJ hero as well, I suppose. And now the Ember. Very out there with these bans.
Yeah, I don't blame them though. Like, again, TNC would love to pick it up against the PL, but FNATIC does pick first. So if you left the Ember in the pool, they would have taken it. You don't have the best stuns. Venge stun is so-so. Drow Silence is so-so to catch something like the Ember. They couldn't allow it to slide through.
5 seconds remaining.
FNATIC, how do they want to finish this off? It does seem like they're either lacking another support or they're lacking another mid hero.
TNC Predators turn.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Okay,
the Wind Ranger comes out.
Yeah, it's the couples fight. Drow versus Wind Ranger. Both Rangers just having a bit of a quarrel in this match. We'll see how that works out. Still flexibility in how these lanes unfold. Although it is looking like a support Wind Ranger with the support Phoenix, but you can kind of swap that with the NP if you wanted to. A better draft for FNATIC. I think this is something they can play with. They do have to... This is where they get tested as a team, though. Not down to individual performance alone, but they have to execute as a team. We have to see the Arena Egg to be effective once you've got those level 6s. I don't think they've had issues buying space for Raven, but they have to play as 4. You know, make that count, and you might give TNC a run for their money. TNC, they're going with a Drow Venge. You're leaving it open as to what KP is going to take. It's a bit of a riskier draft, but it's also a draft with bigger payoff. Depending on how they close out with that last pick, these heroes do get off to a fast start. The Chen can sustain you for a very long time, and you've got the Venge for the swap saves. You can try to dance around it up against FNATIC. It does take a lot more coordination and quick responses here from TNC to really maximize that.
Yeah. 30 seconds left. TNC to make this pickup. Are we looking for an Armel hero? What? Or maybe so, actually. But I still do think Tim should be on the Pangolier this game. And see, no, it's gonna be a Sven popping up. So who's taking what?
Armel Drow? Yeah,
Yeah,
Armel Drow.
Armel Drow, Gabby Sven. Well,
KP Venge.
I did say I wanted to see the Gabby Sven come out earlier on today, and there it is.
Huh.
How do you
On
feel about
paper-
this draw from TNC?
I don't think it's too bad. Like, they have an issue of control. So the big one here is FNATIC has excellent single target control. If they get the shackle on the Sven, there's enough time there to follow up with the Mars Spear, to follow up with all the right click damage that you can possibly pump out, and Gabby's not going to have a game. But it's the opposite situation as well. If TNC get to jump in, they catch Raven out, cleave right through the illusions. And then factor this in, Mike. Warcry plus a Chen, added armor, and a heal. And that's so much durability on TNC side that you cannot underestimate if you're FNATIC.
Cannot. Sure. See if FNATIC can tie out this series 1-1 with TNC, or whether TNC is going to get another 2-0 victory. The team should be a good one this time around. I do believe FNATIC's draft should look better in this matchup.
Yeah, it should.
It does really instill a lot more confidence, right? When you look at added compared to TNC's draft.
I just realized something though. It's an AU Mars. Is that a POS 5 Mars? Or is DJ on the support 4, Zephyr on the 5 Phoenix? This makes it a bit trickier.
I do believe that might be a position 5 Mars.
Then I have no clue. It's a better draft in game 1, but 5 Mars. Like, we've seen 4 Mars, sure. But 5? It's stuck in the bottom of net worth. It's not a very pleasant part to be in, Mike, I have to tell you. We'll see if they can make it work. We talked about the pros. If they do land the Phoenix Egg with the arena, I think you've got a match here. FNATIC has ways of coming in. Moon is on a hero that can buy space. It is a it can get a lot more room. You don't have natural counters. Like, his Pango was just counteracted by March's Grimstroke. You don't have anything like that to worry about. So you can expect Moon to put up a lot more of a fight, and that's going to be key to get this running start. A PL takes so much investment. It is a Raven special. You need to get that space. FNATIC has to get that done.
See how this works out. So, okay, maybe position 4 Mars is what we're looking at. AU, he does get the Orb of Venom up. Does look like it is going to be a bit of a support build up here. Maybe not. Zephyr's going to show up on the Phoenix now. It is really out there with this draft.
Man, callbacks to the old times. Warriors Gaming Nana, just Tims and Moon. Warriors Gaming Nana, Execration Tims, Rave DJ. Oh, old times. These guys just making everyone feel old.
We were casting back in those days as well.
Yeah. There's so long ago. It feels like now, doesn't it, Mike?
It really does. Times, you know.
Yeah, and you know there was someone pointing out as well, FNATIC did have Raven and AU before, right? In the initial shakeup years ago. So this is a bit of a flashback. We'll see if they can make it work. Aggression in the bot lane, just a bit here.
TNC's going to back off. It is still a 2 for 2. Nothing too special here, but what I really am more intrigued about is how they're going to make these lane matchups work. So Zephyr is there on the support Phoenix with DJ, and AU is running back up top on the Mars. You do have Moon on the mid Wind Ranger, and Raven is on the POS 1 PL. So yeah, POS 5 Mars, which I have heard ramblings about in C. That some players have been testing this. Like, I think it was Dubu maybe that was doing it.
Okay. can see it work. It's just that, I guess against this lane, you know, KP Venge, Tim's and the Pango. Look at AU, he's just manning up. He's got the durability. KP can't do anything about this. Does have the level 1 wave of terror, but doesn't matter to something like the Mars. So in that sense, this matchup for Raven should be good. He's finding his farm. They've got space to be aggressive. It's going to take a while for KP to build presence up. It's going to take a while for the Pangolier to also build presence up, and that's going to be a bit of an issue for TNC.
It's the God's Rebuke, though. That might have just been a kill had it landed. Wanted to knock him back, which is definitely the right play there from AU, but it's not as easy said than done. Now AU going to cop a lot of harassment out from Tims, who does have that Orvenom himself. They need one more hit to kill AU, but they'll just keep him on a very, very low HP pool. You passively regen up with a Tango. Meanwhile, even Zephyr, dropping extremely low on the Phoenix up at the bot lane, does salve up.
Yeah, that's all the way back in this creep wave. Of course, buying space for the cores to just kind of fight at each other. Gabby, this is a matchup where, you know, an NP with a Blight Zone isn't too scary. Gabby is pretty tanky on the Sven. If he wants a value point in Warcry to prevent any damage, he can do that. And he's just happy enough to find his farm. 60-0, lots of denies on DJ. That's just not enough to stop his Sven.
True. Of course, mid lane, Moon on that Wind Ranger against Armel is taking a lot of damage. He has the Wind Run. He'll be alright. It's the beauty of the Drow, right? You can just harass so easily with those Frost Arrows, especially once they get to that level 2 mark. Moon has to be very wary about how close he gets.
Yeah, and the farm distribution's super close as well. 11-2 on both sides. Armel is having that fantastic time in regen. Moon's forced to use the power shots to clear waves. So he's not applying as much harassment. And the right clicks really do just favor Armel. Moon's got to watch out in a precarious spot. And this is a lane that the Drow does like very much. Like, you know, even if you're drawing even here, you can clear out the jungle camps a bit faster, especially when you hit 6. Moon, at his 6, doesn't clear camps faster, he kills heroes. You're not necessarily going to find all those opportunities to max that out.
True. There's just Moon copying more harassment here. And the shot is not going to be enough. The Fairy Fire does heal up Moon. Survive, but Armel, he's ready to go again. He's still full HP. He have mana to go. The best that Moon can do here is just try to snipe creeps with Power Shot, but he only has mana left for 1.
Ooh, nah, that's not a good spot. And Armel, we saw him with a runaway start last time. If he gets that start again, Moon?
Yeah,
no!
Yeah.
First blood.
The multi-shot. Just
well taken.
too much damage, and Moon, he's trying to push it to the limits here in this mid lane, but Armel will punish him for it.
Ooh, even Gabby just sending the tip out from a different lane. Gabby, that's not your matchup. You know, gotta focus on your own lane. Still up top. Look at this AU.
Oh, AU. He missed the spear. That means he's gonna die now. They're really giving it to them now. Armel even getting involved with the voice lines. Just 2-0. FNATIC. They'll need to calm down a little bit here. Nice juke out from Raven. That magic missile, but a lot of pressure being applied in all lanes. Raven, able to get farmed, but it's just tough.
There would be no vengeance to take.
Yeah, it's coming out there. He's still #1 in terms of last hits. Not by too much. You're still having this big issue of Armel. Look at this. He just bullies Moon out. He comes back in lane, and he's forced to just run.
Good. Juke out the multi-shot quite nicely. Does have the bottle up now, at least, so you do have a bit more regen. But Gabby, come on now. Gabby's really giving it over to Moon on this Wind Ranger and Armel. It kind of works though, right? The psychological warfare. He's not even in your lane and he knows how bad it's going. He's just giving it to you from the bot lane where he's just safely farming.
Yeah, it's not a good sign for FNATIC. And, you know, you've got that level 6 mark in Armel. You don't want to hold this lane if you mean. You know, he's got such a massive damage spike, Armel. Just having that level up. At this point, I think you've got to surrender that lane. Maybe defend the tier 1 if it gets shoved in, but you can't allow Armel to find any kill ops. You're going to have to play in that jungle, and he's at least trying to get that done.
AU. It's a spear off there onto Tim's. Position 5 Mars, I don't know how much I like it. I've got to be honest, John. I mean, it's definitely creating space here for Raven. He is still top of the last hits board. So I suppose AU is doing his job. You start to wonder, is it because the Mars is there, or is it because Raven is just that good on PL?
It's a 50-50. I think you can't discount that AU has been zoning out well. It's not been enough to stop KP's progression, though. Look at KP, level 5, Vengeance Aura pretty much level 3. Almost going to hit the 6 mark. Once you have the 6, you're going to have swap. And you're going to have swap way earlier than the Arena Egg, which means when you do have Arena Egg, I mean, swap play is there to save. So the timings are not going to line up, and that's the downside of this 5. You're not going to have Arena early. When you do have it, Venge is going to be there to deal with it.
Tim's returns back into the lane. Spear not going to connect, so Tim's will go for the swash back onto AU. They'll go for the easier kill. In fact, Armel. Nice timing from him to get a nice kill secure and start on that T1 top tower.
Yeah, and this is the typical movement out here for TNC. At around the 7-minute mark, you rotate Armal top, get the shove in, give Tim's mid to soak some EXP, and try to find out tier 1.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fairly easy for Armel to clean that up with KP. Raven, he's going to stick around and slowly defend this. To his credit, there is no siege creep, so he should be able to get that defense done. And FNATIC, they're going to smoke up and try to sneak in from behind. Be great timing here from FNATIC, but March is going to be there to break the smoke. And now they can try and turn this one around, but Armel, he's on the run. DJ going to TP in on the Prophet, and with that focus fire, Armel, he does not TP out like this. No, he doesn't. He doesn't even have a TP. He will go down. That's a huge pick off there for FNATIC.
Yeah, it's an important one. The biggest target they could find off the map beyond Gabby. So they pick it up. Very worthwhile rotation for Moon. You do still have to wonder, though. They've been focusing on the top lane. Gabby alone to just have a good time. Look at that. Gabby even giving a tip to DJ. He's feeling confident in this fan. And he's very confident. Has the treads up. Morbid Mask flying in. Mask of Madness next. And then the farm escalates. They spot out the stacks, though. AU does manage to scout it out. They're going to have to contest it very soon. Once that bomb is up, it's going to be taken really quick.
He's placed the wards down.
Oh, there's a
on
sentry.
that stack. Yeah, March, he already knows. And now KP going to cut off AU. Drops him in. That's your support Mars gone. And they'll get back to the stacks.
I'll take that.
I mean, you lose a ward like that, that means you're down one piece of vision, one piece of control on the map. Not great for FNATIC, as even Moon caught out. Does win run though. But
That is what you sound like.
he's not quite setting the pace. You know, he's up here top. He's trying to find steady farm. But there's no opportunities for FNATIC to clump up. They still need a level 6s on their supports. Downside of that duo, you need 6 on Phoenix, you need 6 on Mars. Supports don't tend to find out EXP easy.
Tier 1 tower still dropping. March just casually healing people up with the Hill Troll Priest. How much heal is that again? 15 HP every time. That's nice. And it works, right? Like, eventually, it does heal you up. Rolling Thunder in the mid lane, but doesn't.
Yeah, I think that troll is actually more efficient than a Witch Doctor Voodoo Restoration at level 1. In fact, up to level 2 or 3. It is a really good heal in that context. That's a hero's heal. It's much better than that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nice snap from you, John.
Yeah, my
FNATIC.
Scanning. Radiant's bottom
Go for that
tower
bot
is under attack.
T1 tower now, but TNC, they do have an opportunity to defend this if they want. It seems as though they don't care for that tier 1 bot and would rather try to push in that mid tier 1 tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Will be glyphed
Dire's
immediately though.
structures are fortified.
Gabby now also going to show up with that Mask of Madness. Shouldn't be too hard to take this, especially once that God Strength is there. Gabby just hitting so hard already, and that'll be your T1 mid tower. It's just gone.
That's not a good sign. 2 towers deleted immediately from TNC. Great moves up to get those objectives down. FNATIC You know, it's 4-1. It's a 1K lead for TNC. It's not the end of the world. They're still finding the build-up on DJ. Raven is lagging a bit behind. It's time to get that peel in recovery mode. Moon for his part. And he's got that javelin up, but he's not... There's just no heroes to jump. You go for... You're never going to find Armel. He's playing way too safe. You can't jump Gabby because of his armor. You could try for the Pango, but he's very slippery. It's just not a very easy time to buy that space alone as the Wind Ranger.
DJ gonna hang around down to that bot lane and just work towards that Orchid. He's getting very close to that. Need as much as he can get. Help his team out. That Orchid should do quite a bit of work. What's Gabby up to? Working towards the Heaven's Halberd right now on the Sven.
Yeah, it's a bit of a big timing here though. March has his mech. 12 minutes in. Naked mech, but that's all you want in the Chen. If TNC do force a fight, they've got 2 sources of sustain, and we've seen that change the pace of a lot of engagements. You can't underestimate the durability a Chen can bring.
There's just so many auras going on here for TNC. It's kind of ridiculous how many auras they have with the Venge Drow and all the Chen creeps. Plus the war cry from Gabby.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's so buffed up.
It's a beauty when it all lines up like that. The synergy is excellent, and all they need to do is to clump up. Now there is a smoke here from FNATIC. It is just AU and Moon. It's time for them to try to go hunting.
Thing is, the Roshan's being taken right now. I don't think they're guessing that this is happening, but no, with the multi-shot flying out through the Roshan pit, they know now. So, power shot. Come in, does actually get the Roshan kill, but they get the gold for it, but the Aegis will go to the way of Armel. Now AU will drop the arena, and we'll get the spear off, and Egg will also be committed, but that Egg, a bit mispositioned. And a swap out onto DJ is going to ensure that kill. AU trying to TP, but no, KB. Another swap TP cancellation. 3 heroes dead, plus an Aegis going to the way of TNC.
Yeah, they come out on top in a massive way. Even Armel just able to run down Moon. Just not a good sign when your Wind Ranger can't even stand up to a Drow 13 minutes in. But FNATIC, it's looking dicey now. 4K lead onto TNC. Aegis is up on Armel. They did get the Roshan gold. So that injection is nice. I believe Raven does have his defusal coming. So that's one part of the puzzle completed. More. They need to stall out a bit more. Hold on to those tier 2s. We've got to see the Arena Egg executed a lot better. But if you can land that duo, that is your fighting chance here in FNATIC. Just get the Egg Arena going. Maybe you can win out.
Got the Diffusal Blade now up on Raven. The potential for them to go for a fight once these ultimates are back up. Is Gabby's just farming way too quick on this Sven right now. He's just going to pull way too far ahead if this keeps up. He has had 0 pressure this game. Heaven's Halberd is a couple 100 gold off now.
Dire's bottom tower.
The Hurricane Pike being brought up on Armel, and they're just going to go for a T1 bot tower. And it seems as though FNATIC are just going to let this one go down. They are not making their way there. They're trying to trade the top tier one.
They have no choice. They can't go for that defense. The trade isn't going fast enough either. This push is not as speedy as you'd want. They have to drag DJ along. He is just going to let that go, but key items coming out. Vlad's up on Tim's. They have the Spirit Vessel up on the Phoenix, so Zephyr doesn't have any charges.
Goes straight into Gabby. Does get speared up though by AU, but Arena is going to be dropped. Tim's who rolls forward onto AU. They just want to get the Mars, but great play from AU. Positioning near the low ground to get knocked down by Tim's, but it won't matter. Gabby just one-hits him. Now finds Zephyr. Icarus Dive was still available, but Gabby is slowly but surely going to chase him down. He does still have the war cry, so Zephyr is probably just dead here. Chop does go for the Sunray TP, but he can't get away.
Oh.
Yeah.
TNC chopping them down, gets the call back on Gabby, and there's that Shen effect. They're all smoked up. They've got Gabby on a different side of the map. They're going hunting.
Very, very tough time. Raven doesn't want to die right now.
Radiant are scanning. Dire
Are coming up. Gabby, he seems to know. Where would I hide if I was Raven right now?
Oh,
Got the right idea. He smelled so close. He smells him.
oh, Gabby. Missed him. Right on the edge. Ooh.
But how's Raven going to get out of this? He has 10 seconds for a TP.
He's got to be careful. He's going to
Armel could randomly multi-shot to the right now.
He could.
Dire's
They could check.
bottom
No,
tower
they give
is
up.
under
No,
attack.
he gets to go home. Raven counting his lucky stars. Oh, they get easy access to the tier 2, Mike.
They do. It's going to be a very, very easy tier 2. Again, no defense out from
Dire's
FNATIC.
structures are
Currently
fortified.
sitting at 9-1 in terms of kill
Radiant
score with a
structures
4k
are
net worth
fortified.
advantage for TNC.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's difficult.
Objectives being taken.
There hasn't been too much progress for FNATIC. They've taken the side tier 1s. They need the mid tier 1 to go. They do have the MKB on Moon, so he has damage on that Wind Ranger. He needs to get that damage out, though. He hasn't been able to, and that's really the big problem here. They just
they
don't
really
have
going
the
for a T3?
opportunities.
It's under attack.
Why not?
It's a bit confident, don't you think?
They need to bring out the Arena Egg. The last time it was executed was not so good. They do have the high ground, so FNATIC might be able to make that work out. They're gonna have to jump in now. Like, it's just gonna melt.
We're 17 minutes into the game, and they're just taking... Oh, that's a great shackle out from Moon. He caught both cords, and now the Arena does catch 3, but AU, not so quick. Raven's going to jump in, but he's been disarmed by Gabby, and now Tim's actually stunned on the spot, doing a little mini burn out there.
Dire's
TNC,
bottom
that'll be
tower
enough.
has fallen.
They do end up actually killing off the tower. They'll leave the racks exposed.
Yeah, their ages expired right in the middle of that fight. Very fortunate that Armel wasn't in any sort of danger. So they get to reset, they get to pull back. They have expended the big spells. This is a window for TNC to try to force something. No Arena, no Egg. It is difficult to fight here.
Let's spot him out. Or will they? They see that power shot. I think they may have. Tim's gonna have a gander, but won't be able to catch him out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So hard to see FNATIC being able to take a big team fight right now.
Nah, they need to land everything perfectly. Right now, the situation for Zephyr is so bad that it's naked Spirit Vessel up to 19 minutes. No brown boots, no nothing. He's walking around. It's hard for him to get into position. He has to use his dive to reposition himself in, and that just complicates matters. TNC, they just get the farm up, they take it slow. The Ags is next for Gabby. That's gonna fix a lot of his issues in terms of getting kited around. He's even building into a Battle Fury on the Sven.
Yeah. You gonna get jumped on now by Tim's. Rolling Thunder's gonna be out. They are going straight after this Mars. Hand of Gods to fly out as well, just to keep everyone alive. And Gabby looking for another, going after DJ now. A nice shackle out from Moon. Will hold Gabby back for a second, but it looks like DJ is almost guaranteed to
Radiant's middle
die.
tower is under attack.
And Tim's keeps going. Spots out Zephyr. Focus fire will be expended by Moon. Another nice shackles out, but they can't follow up.
Oh, no. It's a shame. Moon is setting up. They don't have the combinations to go in. They're not confident enough with the damage. Raven is not nearly big enough to capitalize on that control, so they just have to pull back 11-1. TNC still so far ahead. You know, I realize what the Battle of Fury's for, Mike. I just figured it out. It took some time. Ooh.
It does go down. They do end up getting this Drow Ranger. But go on, John. What's the Battle Fury for on
Chops
our
and trees. Chop the trees. He doesn't want the Quelling Blade. He needs to chop the trees to prevent being trapped. Battlefield, I think we had a chat about that a long time ago about our treesy, you know, when you get trapped in trees. I pointed out that Battle of Fury on Sven, it sounds dumb, but it's better than a Quelling Blade.
Johnny, he's got an Aghanim Scepter though. He could just fly past the trees.
But he could get Orchid. He doesn't have, or he could be under Mask of Madness, you know? You never know the timing. You gotta cover your bases there. He's queued it up though. Yeah, he's queued up the VKB. Let's see if Gabby goes for that first. I do want the spicy play though. Let me have my Battle Fury Sven.
Hey, people used to actually buy that in Dota 1. That was a thing. It was a thing.
Oh, Dota 1? I used to buy it in Dota 2.
Oh, goodness me.
Don't look at my records from 2012. Don't look at those games. They're painful.
They are.
Very painful.
Oh, goodness. Raven's getting very close to that Manta style now. So, a bit more coming out on our PL. 7k net worth lead still standing here from TNC.
FNATIC, they've smoked up though. Ayo and Raven. Whoa, looking for a kill.
Tough, but they're going to give it a shot, but a counter smoke now from TNC. The mid lane where they're going to run straight into Zephyr, and that'll be Armel getting a solo pick off. Everyone else basically still smoked. Tim's.
Radiant are scanning.
AU just going to go for a quick TP play out of there. Everyone else from FNATIC just going to hide in the tree line and eventually TP away. They don't seem to be interested whatsoever in trying to take a team fight.
No, this is perfect timing for TNC though. Roche is up, the courier spots it, they can easily go for it. FNATIC might need to make a smoke play into that pit very soon if they don't want to give that Roche with the H's and G's away.
That Roshan's not going to last long. Getting the Yasha up now on that Drow, and does take the Aegis chase for himself. And they're just going to control this dire jungle. FNATIC, all they can do is put all their hopes in Raven. He's farming, he's getting there. It's just... Gabby could be a very big pick-off. They do show themselves now in that mid lane.
Yeah, it's all about Raven now. I mean, they've got the blink on. I just thought of a pun. You know the show That's So Raven?
Yes.
This is That's So Raven. It's the Raven show.
Dire's top tower is fallen.
Oh, goodness me, John.
It's so bad.
Radiant structures are
TNC,
fortified.
they're going to rush up towards that top lane. Onto the tier 3 tower.
Dire's
Gabby.
structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower
Got
is
that
under attack.
at that Aghanim Scepter. Got to be wary of that.
Radiant's
Of course, you
bottom
can't
tower
use it on
is
Zephyr
fallen.
because he can just Icarus dive you into the fountain.
Dire's top tower is under
Gabby
attack.
still going.
Dire's top
Does get the
tower
tier
is
3.
fallen.
Now Armel. He'll get started on the melee
Radiant's tower
barracks.
is under attack.
Oh man, Zephyr melts their split arrows as well. Oh,
Jackals is very nice from Moon.
Radiant's
Again, there's
middle
just
tower
no
is
follow-up.
fallen. Radiant structures are fortified.
DJ is taking the mid tier 1 while all this is happening. Zephyr almost dies with his dive. And yeah, is forced to end. The multi-shot was too much. They're gonna fight anyway. AU commits the arena, but it means nothing. Shackles was there from Moon with a focus fire out, but Gabby forces him back ASAP. And now Zephyr's dead. Just channeling a Sunray. There'll be a buyback. But they're going to lose the racks, and that'll be it. TNC happily back off.
it's going to be difficult to defend. No egg, no arena. They're going to have to get some perfect shackles here, some really good isolation. But Moon, he's on the wrong side of the map here.
Take the haste rune, and it looks like he wants to try and skip the creep wave and try to avoid another high ground attempt here from TNC. Nef is going to be careful where his position. He's just bought back.
What you found laying around.
Team to know where Armel is. Raven is going to go rush for the Drow, but he shadow flames, but they will get the dust off. Armel able to force stuff out of there. Now they could reinitiate. Gabby looking for a way in, but March is being sieged down and does go down. Gabby, does he want to go or not? It looks like the answer is no. But FNATIC, they want to keep going. Onto KP now, and KP has been left behind. TNC, bit of indecisiveness here. They had the Aegis on Armel the whole time, but they did not engage.
An awkward position to be in now. Gabby is trying to look for a way in. They don't manage to spot anyone, but FNATIC, they're going to be happy with that. Bounces them back just a bit more. These are the kills they're looking for. They didn't have to drop any big ults for those. They're in a good spot. They've got Arena Egg ready to go if something else breaks out. And TNC, gotta be a bit cautious. When you lose March, you're not confident to take the fights because you lack that regen. You have to ensure that March isn't too far forward before anything breaks out.
Dire's middle tower is under
Maybe
attack.
try for this mid-tier 2 tower defense. They are just in their own triangle right now. Gabby sneaking up from behind, but he was underneath the sentry ward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, still just farming the Radiant Triangle. No,
Dire's
not going to be
middle
able to
tower
catch the
has
Phoenix
fallen.
out with the Gust. DJ is now underneath an observer ward, so Gabby just going to rush in, does get silenced up, but pops the BKB, cancels the TP, and gets an easy kill for himself. And now the rest of TNC, they're going to try for a high ground push.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yep,
attack.
that's I wouldn't even call that a war.
From Moon now with the arena and the egg being committed, KP is very low, but March is keeping everyone alive. They will finally get the Vengeful Spirit. Can they get the rest? Tims will go down again to the Shackles of Moon. There goes the Aegis on the Drow Ranger as well. Gabby in the middle of all this does get speared to a tree, and now another Shackles out from Moon, holding him down, and they are out of mana on Gabby. He does have a cheese, however. DJ just way too far forward, does die, and now Raven needs to doppel out of there. Cheese is going to be eaten by Gabby, but he does not stun the right target. He does have another stun up in just a second, however. Raven playing with a bit of fire here, but Gabby, he is out of God strength. That will be a defense out of FNATIC.
A really strong defense, and that's the effect of a good Arena Egg coming out on top. Moon also getting the lockdowns needed in that fight, chaining up Armel for such a long time. The Spirit Vessel negating the regen of March, deleting KP. Without the Venge Aura, a lot of that durability and damage also disappears. But look at this, TNC not dissuaded, smoked up immediately.
Well, you know all those ultimates are down right now, and they're going to run straight into Moon, but he does have very quick reactions. He blinks out. See, with that DD rune still active on Gabby, would love to make a jump right now, but be able to. AU preemptively placing some trees down, but Gabby will cut them down.
Structures are fortified.
The bot rats.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
I have Skadi now available on Raven.
Dire's bottom barracks is fallen.
But your bot racks going down for free.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Only one left standing here for FNATIC.
It's still a possible fight for them. Arena Egg is back up, and that's the exact same spot where TNC struggled. So if they can get that situation done once more, get the Shackles out, get the perfect Arena Egg, find a way in. That the eyes of Scotty as well, and Raven are gonna pile on to that minus regen that they're already getting out with the Spirit Vessels on Zephyr. Unfortunately for Zephyr, he is out of charges. He's gonna need that up. That's what was giving them the wins. They were keeping one of these heroes down so low that March couldn't keep them alive.
The seeds of fortune.
Very hard to get charges when you can't really kill anyone without it, so what the game plan is we have a Paladin Sword on the deck.
Oh.
Mark will take it for himself. That wasn't FNATIC, I don't believe, by the way.
No,
it was TNC.
Yeah, it's
FYI.
It's a great one. Amplify healing amplified entirely, so it looks funny, but of course that does boost up March's burst heal potential just a little bit more. Still have to be cautious about the timing. March needs to be aware of who has a Spirit Vessel on top of them and who needs that immediate burst, because last time he tried to bail KP out, wasn't enough. That Spirit Vessel charge just did too much work. And, you know, FNATIC, they've stalled out well. We talked about Raven. This being the Raven show, he's 16.8k net worth. He's not too far behind Armel. He's way behind Gabby, and there's that Battle Fury.
Oh my god.
He's done it, Mike.
Battle Fury.
Done it. I'm so happy. Chop trees. Chop trees.
Don't let your memes be dreams, boys. You want your Battle Fury Sven, you get out there and go get it. Anyone else tell you that you can't do that?
Oh, boy. It's gonna work though. You know, he's got additional mana regen, which is always important. That's something we saw Gabby struggle, especially with the diffusal in play. You know, he could pull back in full HP, but he didn't have anything to cast spells. Now he has a little bit more to help him kind of pump himself full. You can even see him just kind of picking up mangoes on the way, just to ensure they've got some burst mana as these fights continue to get longer. It's getting a bit more complicated for TNC. It's becoming a bit easier for FNATIC to find these openings to abuse. You look at Raven, again, his net worth has been good. He's going into the Basher, and once he's got that, the PL suddenly becomes that much scarier, having his own piece of control.
It does. TNC. That mid lane, they are the side of FNATIC right around the corner, but they want to avoid fighting at all costs right now. But Roshan is going to get started. It's going to be a very, very easy Roshan. Go ahead and pick up, and that's an Aghanim Scepter upgrade, which... Who took it?
Radiant are scanning.
Where is this Axe upgrade?
Radiant's bottom
I really don't see it. There's so many auras right now that it's hard to see anything. Where did it go?
I swear Tim's picked it up, but I can't be sure now. Like, this is... Did he delete it?
No, it's on Armel now. Armel's taken it.
Okay, perfect. Split shot, multi-shot in play. Easier time to clear out those illusions. Easier time to clear out the tree and shove waves out. It's really just a free Ags and Drow. It's one of those things that you normally don't invest too deeply in it. Now you free yourself a slot in the late game.
Look at the amount of auras they have going at once. Look at March's auras. That is ridiculous.
It's not even aligned with the HUD. Because we're in beta.
Back to the back line to try to initiate. Raven is there. The egg to be dropped as well. Tim's does go down. Meanwhile, Gabby, he'll give up on the egg. That'll mean March does go down, but DJ will lose his own life. Now, Gabby going for a bit of a trip with that Icarus dive, but does get the kill. And, it's a messy team fight. TNC look to have come out on top.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh yeah.
Gabby, he's going in. Zephyr, no Icarus dive to speak of, and that'll be a dieback on your Phoenix. Gabby will just continue laughing all the way to the bank.
Raven!
Now even Raven, yeah, he's in trouble. They missed the stun, but they have the damage. That'll be GG. TNC take a 2-0 victory over the side of FNATIC, and it was rather dominant.
Oh yeah. It was